Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television. Yeah, that's worldwide. Syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You know, we like to plan things, and there are so many things you can do, because a lot of people say, well, Donna, you cook all the time. I actually don't. I got the easy way out, okay? I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to cooking. But, you know, we're so hurried right now. Sometimes we don't have time to stop by and pick up anything to eat on the way home, or sometimes we're just here at the studio, and I'm not really going anywhere, but you know, I love this website, yardbarker.com. Check it out, yardbarker.com. I've got this article right here. It's Plan Ahead with 22 meal prep recipes. Some things, you put them in the freezer and they don't taste that great when you take them out, and you're thinking, you know, well, I don't want to go pick up any, I don't want to cook today. I've worked too hard today. I've been out in the yard. I've been doing, you know, a lot of folks are pruning the trees right now. And so you're thinking, I want a good home cooked meal, but I don't want to cook. Plan ahead. And this is what I do, and it's not just on the weekends. Now, on the weekends, I'll cook ahead, and on Sundays, I'll have something like a roast or something like that. And I'll chop it up into pieces, and then I'll put it in separated bags, and then I'll put it in the freezer. And then if we decide to want barbecue with it, or I want to put it in a salad or whatever, then I've got it. And it tastes good. Again, use good freezer bags. Don't be cheap on this. And you know what I am. I like to save money anytime possible. So I've got these really good 22 meal prep recipes that you can do, and it actually tastes good when you've left it in the freezer. Now, one thing you want to do about the freezer, okay? You want to treat it almost like a business. So you know how grocery stores will put the oldest food out front for you to buy? You need to treat your house that way too, whether that's in your canned goods section or whether it's in the freezer. So you want to continually be rotating that food, okay? Because you don't want to leave it in the freezer forever, or it's just going to have a weird taste to it. So this is how you keep everything kind of fresh. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about these. There's a recipe right here. It's called Bake Zita. So let's talk about that. It's always something good to have in the freezer. And you can put it into little individual freezer bags, or you can do a big one and have it where you can break it. Now, in the freezer bag, if you'll flatten everything out as much as you possibly can, then you'll be able to break it, you know, because, and this is really good to do, because if I've got like mothers coming over like every Sunday for lunch, well then, you know, I've got enough for all three of us. But if it's just going to be the two of us, I'm not going to have like the entire freezer bag, you know, because I can always use that later. So what I'll do is break half of it for Phil and me. And then I'll go ahead and lay it out and put it in the refrigerator so it can be thawing out. And then what I'll do is make sure I seal the rest of that bag up really good. And again, make sure you use the really, really good freezer bags, the big heavy duty ones. And also, another thing about your freezer bags, make sure you put the date and what's in it. Because I'm just going to tell you, some pork looks like chicken to me. So if Phil's got his mouth watering for some barbecue pork, he'll eat the chicken. He likes it. But what I mean is, if he's ready for pork, I want it to be pork, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, so this baked Zita is really good to keep in the freezer. It's an easy reheatable meal that you can have when nothing else, when you don't have anything else to make, or you just simply don't want to put, you know, something from scratch. And I like cooking from scratch. I just like to. It's a real simple recipe, and here are the ingredients. You can find the recipe on yardbarker.com, but I'm going to tell you what's in it. So you'll have pasta marinara sauce. You can use Italian sausage, and don't forget the mozzarella, okay? That's that stringy, stretchy kind of cheese. And you can also have ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese is good in anything. And all of these cheeses, by the way, freeze well. There is a store in Fife, Alabama I love to go to, and it's not a salvage store or anything like that. They just get their groceries a whole lot cheaper. So sometimes you can find stuff a lot cheaper there than you can find, say, at the regular grocery store. Like those big bags of cheese now are like $15.99. My goodness, used to be $7.99. They'll have their cheese for $7.99. So it's like almost I've went back in time. So sometimes I'll just buy a couple of bags of those and put them in the freezer. Now I need to make sure, okay, if it's totally frozen, it's going to take me forever to chip away at a knife. So what I like to do sometimes is just separate it and put it in other bags. It's still worth it, and you know something, you can reuse those bags. So let me tell you what you can do. Okay, let's say I've got my cheese, and I've separated it, and I've put it in different bags. I've got it labeled that it's cheese, and I've got the date on it. So let's say I've used the very last little bit of cheese out of one of the bags. If you will hurry up, throw it in the freezer, and have a little section that you've got for your empty bags, all you got to do is get out that freezer bag. And right there, you're not wasting anything. And you can reuse your bag several times, as long as it's not like some weird sauce in it or something like that. But if it's something like beans or, just anything that your cheese is a real good example. If you make up your own biscuits and keep those in the freezer, those are reusable bags. Don't keep buying one every single time, okay? Beef and broccoli. This is a real good freezer idea too. So it's beef and broccoli. It's simply make ahead and throw some of it into the freezer to use for later on. A lot of you are empty nesters like Phil and I are. And so you can just keep enough for a couple of meals. Okay, this is a one-pot version of Mom's dish, and it makes about 8 servings using 9 ingredients. Okay, so again, look up for this recipe. It's on yardbarker.com. Make it ahead, put it in freezer bags. You got you some meals, okay? Beef stew, any kind of stew, chili, anything like that. Maybe even your chicken noodle soup. Any of that stuff is really good in the freezer, and it's really good as a leftover. So beef stew is a good one. It's filling. You got your chunks of roast, and let me tell you this, you're going to wind up spending a whole lot less for this than you would be if you went out to eat. You're saying, well, I think I'd like some chili from whatever restaurant, and they're going to give you this little bitty bowl, and it's going to cost you about $5, when you can just make it ahead of time, have it in the freezer, put it in individual bags or cups, whatever you want to do. Now, bags take less room in the freezer than, say, a cup would, so I like to use my freezer bags. And so you can do that and have you some chili. And then, chili, you can use that for everything. We like to get fajitas and put chili in it and put cheese on top of it, maybe a little bit of sour cream, and eat fajitas. So that's a real easy thing to do too. Okay, so just big chunks of chuck roast. That's good. And by the way, you need to go see my friends who sell beef, and I'm going to give you some information about that in just a minute. It's going to have your roast beef, carrots, potatoes, and onions, and it's real freezer friendly. It only has 6 ingredients. And let me tell you something else that you can do. Sometimes I buy canned chili, and that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll use it and I kind of doctor it up. You ever heard of anybody doctoring up a canned something? I do that often. So maybe I found the chili on sale somewhere. I'll go ahead and buy it up and maybe put some sausage. Yeah, scramble up some sausage. I keep scrambled up sausage handy in the freezer all the time. So I'll get that canned chili and I'll add a little bit more chili powder and maybe some salsa, homemade salsa I've made, and put some sausage in it. Tastes just like you've baked it, and it takes only a few minutes to do that. Now, back to this beef stew. This is something you can put in a Dutch oven and cook. You can do a slow cooker. You can also do this instant pot. And again, this is just a real good one as well. Black bean and corn salad. Who'd have thunk? Okay, here we go. Here's what's in it. Black beans, corn, peppers, cilantro, that's your own herb there, okay? Red onion, avocado, put any kind of cheese in it. Combine it with a lime avocado and garlic dressing, and this is like one of those really good southwestern salads. And let's see, this recipe makes about 4 large servings, and it'll stay in the refrigerator for 3 days. So eat one serving as soon as you make it, and then just hold off on all the avocado. Put the avocado in last, okay? And save some of the avocado, put it in a nice bag, and put that in as you're eating the salad for the next 3 days. But yeah, you can actually have leftover salad. Absolutely, you can. Now, if you make salad, because we're making our own salad using the hydroponics system, so we're making our own lettuce, and so this is really cool because what I can do is get out the lettuce that I want to do. Now, let's say I want to go ahead and make a big salad, and I've got lots of it left over. Try not to put your salad dressing on. Do it in individual servings. So I've made this big salad. I've got a big bowl for me, I've got a big bowl for Phil, and I've still got some left over. Don't put the salad dressing on the one you're going to put in the refrigerator. It causes it to wilt a little bit more. And just put it in a good bag or a good bowl with a good top on it, and you got salad you're going to be eating on for several days. And again, don't do the salad dressing on what you're going to store up in the refrigerator because it makes it wilt more. Okay, let's do one more before we go into a commercial break. Breakfast sandwiches. So let's say store-bought breakfast sandwiches are loaded with extra sodium, so you can do your own English muffin meat, okay? Cheese and egg sandwiches courtesy of Taste Better from Scratch. This is, Google it, Taste Better from Scratch. And you can freeze these for future use. And then all you have to do to reheat them, just throw them in the refrigerator overnight, put them in the microwave oven or the toaster oven. Now, when you put these in the microwave, do like about 15 or 20 seconds at a time, okay? This is what I do for hours. I'll go ahead and put mine in the microwave oven for about 30 seconds. I'll take it out, let it rest. I'll put Phil's in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And that way you're letting one rest before you let it go in for 2 minutes or whatever your microwave does. Mine's about a minute 45 seconds. So that way I'm giving it time to rest. The bread doesn't get tough where you can't even eat it. You're letting it rest, so that's the way to do it. Let's do one more. We're going into a break. Chicken noodle soup is awesome leftover. The more you keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer, the better it's going to taste. It really does. It gives those flavors time to really blend in there. So chicken noodle soup is hearty, it's filling, it's well-balanced meal, and it's a perfect pick up for when you're sick or when the weather in Alabama right here, we've got like summertime one day, and that night it's winter time, and it stays winter for a couple of days. And it warms you up. Nothing warms you up like chicken noodle soup. Nothing does. And again, when you're sick, or you can say you got a friend who's sick, you've got some of that chicken noodle soup in the freezer, take it out and fix it up there for your friend or your next door neighbor when they're sick. It's going to make them feel good too. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready for a commercial break, and I'm going to be right back with some more ideas. Food you can keep in the freezer to thaw out and eat later for leftovers.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest MyPillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have MyPillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing MyPillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
We're back from commercial break. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. One of my favorite websites is yardbarker.com, and we're talking about foods you can make in advance, put them in the freezer, and then get them out to eat later on. Yeah, go ahead and make stuff ahead of time. Leftovers have never been better. One is chicken salad. I do this all the time. So you've got some extra chicken left over, and from even fried chicken, it doesn't really matter. Or some chicken you've put in the, you put some of this chicken maybe in the crock pot or the slow cooker, and you got extra chicken left over. Okay, what you can do, a couple of options here. You can go on ahead and get your chicken, lay it out on a pan like we talked before, cookie sheet, put it in the freezer and let it sit in there for about 30 minutes. Take it out, it's flaky, and it's hardened, and you can put it in a freezer bag, and that way you can take out only what you want, okay? But let's talk about this chicken salad. You can free up your schedule by doing this, okay? It's made of grapes. I love grapes. Now, if you don't have grapes, use raisins. I've done that a lot. Red onion, celery, and walnuts. It makes about 4 servings, and it's going to last 4 full days in the refrigerator. Yeah. So what you can do is make a sandwich with it one day. You can make a wrap with it another day. If you have lettuce, put it on a little thing of lettuce right here and put it on top of that. And it's really good served with crackers if you want to do it that way. Oh my goodness, all kinds of chicken that you can do. You can get pulled chicken, and this is something else that's really good. I've tried this recipe before. So this recipe calls for pulled chicken, cream cheese, cheddar, lime juice, and some spices. And this recipe is going to make about 30 of these tiny little, well, not tiny, but kind of like fajitas, like that. And you can wrap those up, Put the chicken, put everything in there, put it in freezer bags, and just get them out as you want them. Yeah, that's what you're buying when you go to the freezer section, right? You're buying those. So go ahead and wrap them up as fajitas, put them in the freezer, and then let's say you've worked hard all day, but you don't want to go get anything, you don't want to stand in line forever. Just get them out of the freezer, and there you go. Put a little bit of maybe some cheese on top of it, and you'll find by not eating out so much, you're not spending as much on groceries either. You know, if you'll do that, you're going to save some money. Chicken teriyaki stir fry. Boy, wouldn't this be a good one? Stir fry is a really good thing you can make ahead of time. Now you'll want to when you're making this up ahead of time, you can use like leftover chicken fingers. Let's say you run by Chick-fil-A is one of our sponsors. Let's say you have some Chick-fil-A chicken fingers left over. So what you can do is put them in a little bag, and then you'll put some rice that you've already cooked. Okay, it's got to be the cooked rice, and maybe put some pieces of carrots by there, and maybe some broccoli, and just seal all that up. Put it in a nice freezer bag. Flatten it out. Put it in your freezer, and then I'm ready for some chicken teriyaki. You got it. It's real easy. Have some on hand. Make sure you have some kind of sauce available. You can do your own honey sauce. Let me tell you how to do that. This is super, super easy. It's mustard and honey. That's all it is, mustard and honey. So you'll get about equal amounts of it, and then you can stir it up really, really good and drizzle that on top of all of that. Tastes like you've just left a restaurant. Real easy to do. Do you know egg muffins are real easy to do too? So if you get those and put those in, if you like eggs and you eat those on a daily schedule, and you have your own girls like we do, we have our own girls for the eggs out there. And maybe you got a lot of eggs in advance. You can make some egg muffins, and add some peppers and stuff to it, and maybe some cheese in it. And so make them up, put them in a good freezer bag like we said before, and then put those in the freezer. Get them out the night before, and they're super good. Lemon pepper chicken, any kind of chicken. I'm going to tell you what, it's really, really good left over. So lemon chicken, that lemon is going to give it a real good, it will taste like you have just got a lemon and put it over like a fresh lemon. It just makes your chicken taste fresh, when you do it that way. So this is what you can do. You can always reheat it. You want to get some asparagus, you can do that. Season the chicken, put it all on a parchment-lined pan, bake it for 20 to 25 minutes, and it's going to make 4 servings. And I'll tell you how to make your own little pouch. Okay, so go ahead and lay out some aluminum foil. You'll put all your ingredients in there. You can even do this with a couple of potatoes. Use your imagination, whatever you want to do. Get a chicken breast, and put the chicken breast, actually get your asparagus or whatever your greens are going to be. Put that on the aluminum foil first. Put the chicken breast on top of it. Put a little cheese, maybe even put some rice on there. You want to wrap it up. Make sure you've got those edges wrapped really good. You might want to turn them, kind of aluminum foil, turning it that way. Now you want to get a fork and maybe make some little indentions on top of it, because that way you're letting the steam kind of escape. Okay, again, put it in about a 350 degree oven, 20 to 25 minutes. You can do barbecue chicken the same way. Put it in the oven, whatever, make your own pouches. Put it in the oven 20 25 minutes, and there you got you some really, really good food, and it didn't take you long to do it. Prepare it the night before and put it in the refrigerator. When you come in and you're just exhausted, you're going to be really glad you did this. It's going to fill you up. I mean, it'll make you taste good. Okay, let's see. There's something called an orzo salad. It's cucumbers, red peppers, red onion, feta cheese, and green olives. And all this stuff goes together. You can add a little rice if you'd like to do that. And then make your own vinaigrette. Let me tell you how to do this. This is from scratch. And it's really, really good. And it's ingredients you find. It's not the bottle stuff. You made it, okay? So here's how you make it. You need to get some canola oil, olive oil, lemon juice, and oregano. And you've just made yourself a vinaigrette dressing that's going to taste awesome with anything. Now you can do pancakes ahead of time. Yeah, you sure can. You can freeze those pancakes. Go ahead and fluff up your pancakes. Put them in you buy frozen waffles and frozen pancakes. Why not do it yourself? And then now don't put them in really hot. You need to let them set out at room temperature just for a few minutes. They need to be cooled off, because if you put them in the freezer in a real good freezer bag, it's going to cause, and it'll be okay. It's just you're going to have ice and stuff all inside it. if you'll not put it in hot, put it in again in layers, and then just get whatever it is you want. And you've got yourself some pancakes if you decide, because sometimes we want breakfast for supper. Tastes good that way. Okay, pesto pasta. Let's talk about that. That's another good one that you can make ahead of time. Okay, instead of parchment paper, you cook the pasta. Pesto, cherry tomatoes are always good. You know you can grow those in the house in the wintertime? I'm going to do it this winter. And put your seasonings, put everything in, again, in aluminum foil. We're going to make these little boats, okay? So don't worry, the Tasty has a video to show you how to do this. Make the meal on Monday, and you'll get it through. You'll have enough to get you through the week, okay? Again, just aluminum foil doesn't cost that much. I mean, it's cheaper than going out to eat, and it's also cheaper than buying the pre-frozen stuff. And you've done it, so you know what's in it. Roasted salmon. I'll tell you what we like to do. We like to get the canned salmon, and when I find it on sale, that's what I do. I'll go ahead and get the canned salmon, and then I'll open it up, and it's already cooked. And then we like to take the bones out of it. You can eat the bones. The bones are good for you. It's just another form of protein. But we take the bones out and maybe some of the skin off, and I'll use that to make, you know, like salmon salad sandwiches. You can do that. And another thing I like to do is put it in salads. I mean, it's really good that way. I'll just break it up. Sometimes we'll just go ahead and get the salmon, take it out. I'll put maybe some green beans by it, maybe a little bit of rice, and that tastes good too. Now, on your rice, the more, remember this, the more you doctor it up, the more butter you add to it, the more calories you're going to have. We all know that. Okay, steel cut oats. Let's talk about that. Now, it's not instant oatmeal, okay? So instead of the minute in the microwave, steel cut oats need about a half hour of simmering time, but they're worth it. They taste so good, and it makes a real good juice. You know, back in the day, people who worked on the railroads, that's what they ate to keep energy, oats and the juice out of the oatmeal. It's just really, really good for you. It's packed with protein, fiber, all kinds of nutrients. So that's another thing that you can make up ahead. Tuna salad, just like the chicken salad or the salmon salad, you can do that as well. And this keeps in the refrigerator for about 3 to 5 days. I like to add a little bit of onion powder and maybe some garlic powder, and that kind of kicks it up a little bit too. Now, if you want to add celery seed and bell pepper, anything, whatever you got, make your own recipe, okay? And also, if you don't have grapes to go in these salads, the sandwich salads, raisins are really good. So those taste good. Okay, let's see. You can do a vegetarian chili, everything but the chili. So you can make that up and put that ahead. I've got about 2 minutes left. Yogurt parfait. Let me tell you how to do this. This is real simple. It's breakfast. So what you'll need, Greek yogurt, granola, and fruit. And all you have to do is put this in a little jar. Make sure you got a good lid to go on top of it. So you'll do it in layers. So you'll put a little bit of the granola in there and your fruit, and just do it in layers. Put a little bit of yogurt in, and then you'll do your layers again. With your granola and raspberries, blueberries, whatever kind of berries you got. And this even works for canned peaches and canned apples. I've done this several times. As a matter of fact, for lunch on Sunday, what we had was a little bit of yogurt, and I just put some of our canned apples in there. You know, all it is just canned soup, and I put that in there as well as some strawberries. And I'm going to tell you what, that did taste really, really nice. It's time for us to leave. I hope these little freezer ideas helped you. Go to yardbarker.com, and you'll get even more recipes than what I told you about. Yardbarker.com. And the name of this article is Plan Ahead with these 22 meal prep recipes, and it's just full of them. There's just tons of good stuff out there. And one of the best things I do for breakfast, I make my biscuits up ahead of time, and I'll keep them in a freezer bag. I'll get one out the night before, so Phil has a biscuit in the morning. He's got to have his biscuit. And then another thing I do is going ahead and make him some grits. He loves grits. And I'll put some of my already done sausage, or maybe some leftover ham, and I'll cook that in there with the grits. And then he loves that. That's just a real good, tasty breakfast for him. And also, don't forget your girls' eggs, and have a boiled egg. That's a real good form of protein for you as well. Thank you so much for watching. You are the apple of my eye. You know that. Thank you again so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. Find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications. You take care and hope you have the great rest of the day.